You need to sell some of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 28. As always, I am Jason Walker, and this is Scott Johansson, my lovely co-host.
I am lovely.
How are you, Scott?
I'm great. And for anyone that cares, went to the doctor yesterday, and with my follow-up MRI, everything looks good. I'll see him again in April for an annual checkup, but yeah.
That's fantastic.
We're back to, yes, but I know you'll get a kick out of this. So I go to Loyola Hospital. So I finally joined the My Loyola so I could, see things or whatever and bills and stuff. And so I could read his notes from his visit with me. And his notes start off by saying, Scott Johansson, a pleasant 57-year-old male. I'm like, pleasant? But yeah, I'm pleasant.
No way.
Hey, he's a doctor. He knows pleasant when he sees it.
Does he drink on the job?
I hope not.
Okay, wow. Okay, you got somebody fooled.
So yeah, a pleasant 57-year-old.
That's awesome. Well, I'm very glad you're healthy. That's fantastic.
I'm glad I'm pleasant.
Yeah. I am the opposite. I went back to work this week and I'm exhausted, which is why the show may be a couple days later than it normally is. Like I said, we always usually aim for the 15th. This is coming out probably 17th-ish. We'll see. But I am tired, and I think it has a lot to do with, I'm going to not get political, but I have to wear a mask all day, and I have asthma, and I stopped using my inhaler last year, my everyday inhaler, not my emergency one, because one of the side effects of it is messing with my voice. And if you go back and listen to some of the first episodes, my voice, and even now, sometimes it'll still do it, gets really, it changes my voice, and I don't like the way I sound. And so I asked him if I could get off that inhaler. And so now I'm off. So my asthma isn't as great as it should be. So now I'm wearing, it always feels like I'm breathing through a wet rag on days like this week has been, like super humid and crazy, with an actual now wet rag over my face from sweating into it the entire school day. So I get home and I'm just like, ugh, I need to just lay down.
Take the inhaler. Nobody wants to hear your voice.
No, I like it. No, I can't even explain how it makes my throat, like, it's Advair. So if anyone takes that, I'd like to know if they had the same problem. But
take helium. Try helium. See how that works.
I have. It's pretty fun.
We should do a whole episode in helium.
We'd probably die if we did do a 3-hour episode on helium. That would, oh man.
I recently went to my niece's wedding and they had some balloons. And so I did some helium. And, I don't know if you've done it, but sometimes they put that additive in
a
it
month
to
ago.
Last longer.
Yeah.
And I got lightheaded immediately. Like before you do it 2 or 3 times before you got lightheaded.
Yeah.
I did it one time and I was like, oh man. So it's like the legalized pot. There's so much THC in it, you get the buzz right away.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. I don't
it's
think
not the
we
80s pot.
Well, so that's it. We're here. The episode is coming out, and I'm happy about that. We are never missing an episode. Well,
never say never.
Never say never. We're going to try our best to never miss an episode. Although I have kicked around the idea of going monthly, but I won't do that in the middle of a year. So if that ever changes, we'll let you know. Other than that, we have some sad news. Scott, you want to do that?
Yes, another Garage Kit veteran of a long time, Mr. Al Riborio. I'm not quite sure how you said it. You're supposed to say it.
I think it's Riborio.
It's Riborio. But Al was around a long time.
Yeah, he was.
And Python Kits, Night Gallery, went by a lot of names. Probably did a few things that made some people mad over the years in the recasting world, but also did his own share of stuff too. And he was actually a nice guy.
I met him a few times.
Years, he did a book with Gordy that came out, and I helped him do some research on it, and he sent me a copy of it. And that's really the last correspondence I had with him. He had sent it to he had sent it to my old address.
Okay.
And luckily, the people that lived there got in touch with me and said, "Hey, we got this package here, and for some reason, we just think it's something you want." So I went over there and got it. It was the book, and then I emailed Al and told him what had happened, but that I had gotten it, and he was happy that I had gotten it. And that's really the last I heard from him.
Yeah.
So, but he had a stroke and had health issues, and then someone told me they believe he had some kind of cancer too. So, again, another garage kit veteran of a long time has left us. So, and I'm getting tired of doing these.
I am too. I've said it before. But I
also would like some positive thoughts to go out to our friend Tom Grossman from Iwata. His wife is in hospice. He posted on Facebook, and our thoughts go out to Tom and Maxine Grossman, and I hope everything goes as smoothly as it can for them.
Yeah, that's rough. So, let's take our deep breath and move on, so that we don't look like total assholes when we start joking around. After this kind of news, like, it sucks. How do we segue from?
And it sucks because I had just talked to Tom. He had bought he had bought the Wile E. Coyote file, and he wanted a couple of them, so I was going to print them for him. And then I went to the doctor, like I said, and I got what I felt was good news, and I didn't even post it anywhere because I came home and that's the first post I saw on Facebook from Tom, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So,
and we had played around with moving bad news like to the email thing, so it's at the end but you can't segue out of it anyway. We do it, so we're just going to do it here in the beginning, and I mean, we wish them well, and
let's just hope this crazy stuff stops happening.
Yep. So, okay, moving on. Scott, I gave you homework. Did you do it?
What was the homework?
To watch Suicide Squad.
You have a better chance of me painting a kit than you do me watching.
Are you kidding me? For real? Okay. I really, really liked it. I have a feeling I'm in the minority again. I liked the first one. I thought this one was better. And I think you would actually really like this. Please watch it. That's all I'm going to say. There are some really cool gory spots, and I like that sort of thing. So Ratcatcher 2 is amazing. I love her. I'll leave it at that. Watch Suicide Squad. Everybody, if you watched it, let us know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear what people thought of the movie. I really liked it. I don't want to go into spoilers or anything, but it's the beginning, the first 5 minutes, amazing. Speaking of things I asked you to watch, did you watch Invincible yet?
No.
Anyway, all right. News and reviews. Oh, no, wait. Giveaway. We're doing our giveaway first.
Our Slag Brothers.
Slag Bros. Slag Bros. Cha-cha. Brian Schultz has won the Slag Brothers. We'll get those out to you, sir. And I will get a hold of you. Thanks, everyone, for entering or commenting on that. And Brian Schultz. Slag Bros. Ta-da. All right, now, news and reviews. No beeps this time?
Oh, now there's I will also say at the end of this episode, we will have another giveaway.
Yep, at the end this time.
So stay tuned. And I'll even spoil next month's giveaway. John Deary from Monsters in the Woods was kind enough to send us something. I won't say what. So I will say next month we'll have a nice Jeff Yagher piece. Or in 2 weeks we'll have a nice Jeff Yagher piece.
2 weeks
too. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So we have one at the end of this show. Folks keep giving us stuff to give away. We're going to keep giving it away.
Yeah.
And when we're out of stuff to give away, I'm going to give Jason away.
Whatever. All right, well, here we are with news and reviews. Scott, what do you have for us for our first item?
Our first item.
An item.
Look up in the air. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Superman.
Oh, cool. Is that Charlie's?
We got Charlie Superman in.
He sent me pictures. You got yours in the mail?
And I got my pictures as well. And this is the certificate of authenticity.
Nice.
So I'm going to give you the quick rundown on this. The kit designer and producer is Charlie Robson. Figure and nameplate sculptor and collaborator is Lace Lee. Where is Lace? We haven't heard from Lace in a while.
Wow.
Molder and caster is Paul Gill. And I have to say, the castings on this thing are flawless. I'll go into that in a minute. Mark Van Tine sculpted the base. The portrait artist was Chelsea Ash. And character creators, Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster. So, that's your little certificate of authenticity with all the information.
And then we have one other person, I think, to recognize. David Fisher, correct?
David Fisher did the build-ups on that you're going to show here.
Yep.
And again, another fantastic job. Superman painting Superman. Yeah.
That's a lot of people to collaborate on one kit. That is pretty cool.
So, I'm just going to tilt my camera because this thing almost stands completely on its own. There's no glue involved right there.
Okay.
It is quarter scale. It is huge. It is, I think, 15.5 inches tall. And it's just, it's amazing. And I'm going to start out with this nameplate. And I don't even know if the camera's going to pick this up. We'll see.
That is thick as hell. Oh, it's a TV.
Okay. It's a TV, but do you see the lines going where it says Adventures of?
Yeah.
Those lines go all the way to the screen. And same with the Superman. I don't know if you can see the detail there.
That is badass.
Okay. So that's the base. I wouldn't want to be the guy casting these.
The nameplate.
I think they're cast.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're printed or cast. They sure look like they're cast. So unreal, huh?
That's a badass nameplate.
Yes, it is. So this is the piece that I would want to cast, and this is the cape.
All right.
And I'm going to bring it back here a little bit. This thing is huge. Just the cape. Very lightweight, though.
Okay.
I mean, it's very lightweight. Again, and not to keep saying his name, but Paul Gill, man, what a great job on this. Honestly. And I have what I call the Model Club edition. Okay, this is a one-of-a-kind edition. I think.
It's not. They just lied to you.
I got the flesh tone head and hand.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to see if we can get George a little closer here to focus in, and it'll probably knock me out.
We got to do it, but we got to get you a better way to do this because you have stuff to show more than I do sometimes.
Yeah. But anyway, this is George. And maybe if we angle this light off of him, it might even be better because it's light.
So. Yeah, that looks better.
Okay, so that's George. I'm literally taking this apart as we go. Okay, I'm pulling the upper torso. Now look how the hands locked in.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the texture?
I can see yes, we can see the texture a little bit on the S.
So there's just a very, very slight seam line that I wouldn't even worry about on this piece.
Yeah.
I would just paint this thing right out of the get-go here.
Was that suit made out of wool? Because it has a woolish.
Yeah, it probably does. And these patches were on there for the.
Yeah.
You know, so again, these castings are just. You know, I know Mark cleans them up a little bit, but I'm telling you, put a little primer on here, you're never going to even see that seam line. Okay, it's amazing. So I'm still taking it apart as we go. Nope, the boots fell, but
you broke the
legs. Okay, so this piece almost goes together with little or no seam work. I think you're going to have to do a little work to get this to fit in there. Oh, maybe not. You just press it in there, and I guess it does fit in there. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
But there's so little seam work to do on this that and you know, Paul, whether he did this on purpose or not, strategically placed these seam lines kind of back here.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably can't see it on the camera. But so when you're looking straight at the kit, you're not even going to see them.
No.
Okay. So, yeah. And then these are the boots. Boots were made for walking.
Oh God, don't sing.
But again, just a minor little seam, but nothing. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. This casting for a kit this size and for what it is just amazing. And this is the base sculpted by Mark Van Tine.
Oh, it's a moon.
It's a moon base. Yep, moon base. And these hands, when I first saw them, I'm like, did he paint those? Okay. And they look a little paler here on the screen,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, this is a nice flesh colored resin. And I'm like, well, if you're going to paint it, paint the whole damn thing for me, Paul. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I can't say enough about it, really. And, I know I get stoked about stuff, but this thing is really, really a well put together project. Quarter scale. At first, I was a little apprehensive because I don't like big stuff.
I'm not going to crack my joke.
This thing is just it's beautiful.
So
kudos to everyone involved.
Yeah, I was going to say, for a first kit release, how do you think Charlie did?
I think Charlie did fantastic. I think he the price is $200, and if you're interested in getting one of these, contact Charlie because I think they're going to do another run. And you can get him on Facebook, Charlie Robson, ROBSON.
We'll link in the comment or in the description.
Comments.
But I mean,
I've paid plus shipping, and
I think I've paid $200 for far less when it comes to models.
Yeah, this thing, I wish you were here to see it because you'd be looking at it going, "Wow!"
Write down Scott wishes I was at his house. That's the first time he's ever said that.
Yeah, and this would still be the biggest thing in the house. Just that. So, look where my thumb is. Sorry, George. I hope you're wearing a super cup.
Weird.
Unreal piece. Again, this is just
yeah, and again, David Fisher's paint job, crazy. Typical.
For those of you watching, you're going to notice a light change in a second here. And I was supposed to get this yesterday for our filming, and it didn't show till today, so we had to leave a spot open and come back and wear the same clothes for 2 days.
Postal Service.
So, but
cool.
Showed up today and well worth the wait. And again, kudos to everyone involved.
Yeah,
Charlie,
well
Lace,
done.
Dave's paint job, Paul's casting, Mark's base, the artwork here by Chelsea. Wow. Just
Really
a well done, well put together package.
Yep, for sure.
There we go. Charlie, nice job. What's next?
All right, moving on.
You're only as good as your last project, Charlie. Move on.
Yeah, I think when we interviewed him, he said he was thinking about maybe doing something else. And since this one turned out so well, I think he probably should.
Well, and, of course, here again, I'm giving away another $1 million idea. But I also told him you could sell this as a bust. Oh, okay.
Slice that cape. Yep.
Slice that cape and sell this as a bust. And you could go that route too.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm just, again, the casting.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Charlie.
Proud of everybody. Everybody did a nice job. I mean, I don't know if everyone knows what resin casting is, but this is an open face pour, I believe. Okay. And there's no sanding or anything on the bottom. Nice and straight, nice and smooth. So nice job on Paul. I don't know if he's got a super level table or a table that he levels, but nice job. And there's even a little PG etching in it. So you know it's an original.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, love it.
Going on. Second, we have from Paul Gill in Sheer Terror Society. What do we have here, Scott?
Oh, well, from Paul Gill. Wait, that's not Paul Gill. That's Paul's dog. I promised I'd put a picture up. That's Paul's pug. So here we go. Sheer Terror Society. Sculpted by William Peckett. Evelyn? I have no idea.
I think it's a re-release, right? Yes. My brain broke. We probably
Possibly,
should have known more
yes.
about it.
Yeah, you should have known
coming
more.
out.
Paul, I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. Paul, look in the comments because Paul will put the information in.
Yeah, put it down there.
And if not, contact Paul. And I'm sure he'll give you all that information. But so we have that.
And we have a really good email about Paul at the email section today.
Okay, cool. And who wrote it? Did Paul write it?
No, he did not.
Okay, all right. Just
Your best
Paul.
friend Brian Clark wrote it.
Paul gave me some crap the other day.
Oh, really? Okay.
But you're not going to paint it. And I'm like, God, don't start. So, okay. So,
all right. So, Evelyn, and we have some gargantuans.
Gargantuans, also sculpted by Mr.
Gargantuas. We're getting it wrong. We're going to get yelled at.
It says gargantuans.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought it was gargantuas.
Look at the screen.
Whatever. I can't see the screen.
Okay. Or the gargantuans, which is kind of like
It is gargantuans.
They kind of look like us.
I'll edit it out. Yeah, they kind of do. Oh no, there goes Spike with Photoshop. I feel it.
Yep,
Right
here we go. That's coming. So that's coming also from Paul Gill. Another piece coming from Paul, and his newfound partnership with William Paquette is the Kingdom Come Superman.
This is a really nice looking Superman.
It is. Kingdom Come was not a storyline I read. I was out of comics by then.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the story was there. But it's just a nice Superman. If you didn't like the Kingdom Come part of it, shave that off, change the logo, and do a traditional Superman, and it would still work here. So
and I'm bad at this too. It's all Alex Ross stuff. Was that the Alex Ross style?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not 100% sure on that because again, I was out of comics, but yes, I believe you're right.
Okay.
So,
look at that.
We have that.
Something about it.
Next up, we have the next offering from Jeff Yagher. I believe you contact Jeff on this one. But if not, contact Paul. He'll give you the information.
Yeah.
And this is another member of the Army. This is I think the sniper creature. I'm sure there's a name for it.
Yeah. It looks like he's got some night vision goggles.
But it's the creature. And again, a really fun sculpt from Jeff. A little something different. And when I first saw the Frankenstein, I was kind of unsure about this idea, but I've seen some really cool paint ups. So
yeah,
the paint ups are kind of cool. And one was done by Phil Lister, which we'll show right here. And Phil does do commissions. And didn't Phil want to come on?
Yeah, he did last year. We're working on.
We're gonna have to get Phil on,
getting people in.
And then there's another piece in this series, and it's Chris Lee as the Bloodshot Goon, is what they're calling it. However,
that is a good name.
The only way to get this piece is, and I believe we showed Paul's House to Drip Blood kit.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only way to get that piece is when you buy that.
Oh, wow.
Piece.
Ooh, that's a nice marketing gimmick.
Yeah. At least for now.
So, yep.
If I understand it correctly.
That'll make that ultra rare, probably.
Before we went on the air. So.
Okay.
And as long as we're talking about Paul Gill, we'll do a double thing here. And I don't even know when this came out, so I don't know if it's real new or not.
I think it was this Wonderfest.
It could have been. This is the Shin Godzilla.
Which I love. I think this is something. Shin Godzilla is a rare occasion on Model Club TV when Scott and I agree on a movie.
Well, I haven't seen the movie. But
I thought you did.
No, I haven't seen the movie.
You son of a bitch. What? Then what were you talking about?
I like the design. So, see, this is his problem. He doesn't listen to anyone. Okay.
You were talking like you watched it.
I never talked. What did I say that said I watched
it? Oh, that's a really cool Godzilla. When I
okay, it's a real cool Godzilla.
So I thought you meant like Godzilla movie. Oh,
I didn't say it's a real cool Godzilla movie. I said it's a real cool Godzilla. Anyway, I believe this is $325 on the Blackheart website.
It is a very cool kit too.
And I think it's available now. And Paul did this paint up for George.
That is a great paint up.
So I guess not only can Paul cast and produce and run Facebook groups, but he finds time to paint.
Yeah.
And he's not a bad painter.
No,
I
not at
think
all.
if I remember right, was it you that said he was in a lot of those earlier
Yeah,
magazines?
those model scenes. Yep. No. Yep. That's a cool piece. I really like that.
So that is nice. That is.
I just wish you had seen the movie.
Me too. Paul, actually, when I spoke to him the other day, we were talking about this particular kit, and I told him that I hadn't seen the movie, but that I wanted to. And I kind of reflected on our conversation we had with Rob about it.
Yeah.
You know, how it kind of reflects how things get done in Japan.
That's why I thought you saw it.
Like, and all that. And it's, you know. So
it's a commentary on the response to the tidal wave and the nuclear disaster that followed 10 years ago. And I think it's the most successful Godzilla movie in a long time in Japan, and it's gone over really well there. And if anyone has not seen Shin Godzilla, please watch it. It also is directed by the same guy who directed Neon Genesis Evangelion, and if you haven't seen that, please watch that. It's really so.
Never heard of it. I've heard of it. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of things you've heard of, let's look at your cartoons.
So this gentleman I've been buying a lot of these from, Thiago Alves dos Santos. I hope I said that correctly, Thiago.
Sounds good. Thiago,
maybe. He's on CG Trader, and I've put together these are the colorized versions of his work, but I think most of these are $10 a piece, and I haven't bought them all, but I bought most of them. And
okay,
super nice guy. I correspond with him. Super nice guy. As you can see, he did the Yosemite Sam, the Roadrunner I've showed, the Foghorn Leghorn I've showed, the Daffy Duck I've showed, the Sylvester I just printed after a few fails. The Tweety the Tasmanian Devil I showed.
Yeah.
So I've shown a lot of these, and they really make me want to paint. I really want to go paint now.
No, that I want to see.
Okay, because it's like there's not a lot of cleanup. They're not a lot of work. They're not huge, but they're great. They're great fun. And Thiago is just a really nice guy. And what was funny is someone posted, you do reviews, you can do reviews. And someone posted a review of his Daffy Duck. And their comment was, so the Daffy Duck is 4 pieces. It's the body, head, the 2 legs, and the base. 4 pieces. So this person comments that, well, they thought that when it was 4 pieces that you could print the orange and the black separate. So they bought the file for $10. I'm sure they went broke buying the file. And they proceeded to say how disappointed they were that, you know, but then they said, but it's my fault. It's my fault. But then they give this poor guy a thumbs down. And I'm like,
because they didn't read?
Because they didn't read.
Or look. Okay.
Yeah. And it was just, and I know it sounds so silly, but it pissed me off because it's like, yeah, I don't know how much money these guys are making on this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like,
that's the internet for you.
You know, yeah, it's, I'm just so frustrated with it. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up so I can read it verbatim.
I don't want to say this, but thumbs down bothers Scott quite a bit.
Yeah, we get one all the time. We got to.
And I think it's the same person just sticking Scott, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I think it
rolls
Clark.
right off my back. I don't care.
I think it's Brian Clark myself.
Yeah.
He's a bastard. Okay. No, he's not. I love him. Oh,
he's going back to school too, so he's in the same.
Oh, so he's in a mood too.
Yeah,
yeah. Because you guys are mad because you can't wear your tinfoil hats at school.
True.
That's the problem.
I can, and I get there's just me and like 2 other.
There's backlash.
Yeah.
Here was on the Daffy Duck. I purchased this item since I was looking for a model that was printed in parts. I wanted to print all the same color at the same time. I saw it was 4 parts, and I assumed it was what I was looking for. After purchasing, I downloaded it and found out that the orange bill was still attached to the black head. I was very disappointed and then searched again for the model. I then found it for free with all the parts separated. Not his. You didn't find free.
Yeah.
If you did, I'd like to know. I know you have nice things, but this is not what I wanted. I guess it was my fault for not looking further at the model.
Yes, it was.
Okay, Diane in Texas. I don't care. I'm going to say it. Diane. So you leave a negative feedback because, and here's the thing, at least with this gentleman's models.
I love it when Scott gets worked up over something.
He shows the parts breakdown.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. He shows the parts breakdown. So it's like, what the hell?
But Scott, did you forget what year you're living in? This is the year and the time where no one is responsible for their own actions, and it's always someone else's fault.
Yeah, it's this guy's fault because he didn't separate. No. Anyway, Thiago does great work on this stuff that I love. I've given him a few suggestions, and
Did he tell you to take a hike?
No, he likes my suggestions.
Oh, wow. Kind of like Mark Warthling, huh?
Yeah, another guy that'll make $1 zillion off of me, but we'll get into that when he gets on. So anyway, there's another gentleman that I'll highlight next time that I also buy from, and I love this stuff.
We could talk about it a little bit in the workbench area, but I think in this is the good thing, and I think we talked about it last time too. Our wish lists are coming true from our other kit episode through 3D printing. Because some of the updated stuff that I'm interested in is showing up, things you're interested in is showing up. It's a really cool thing, and it's not taken away from Garage Kits, but there's some great stuff. So I have one other thing that I found that I thought was pretty cool, and if everyone remembers back that I got made fun of incessantly for buying, was the cup noodle kit, right? The model kit of the cup noodles, and everyone's like, that's whatever. So I subscribed to Hobby Japan. And I was thumbing through the issue that came in the mail, or not in the mail, but at Amazing Fantasy Comics in Frankfort, Illinois. And in Hobby Japan, someone
also
took
locations in Tinley Park and Lockport.
Oh, yeah. So in Hobby Japan, someone took the model kit and made this diorama out of it. Where it's like the giant, I know it's hard to see, but it's the cup noodle kit. There's some little deer down there with a waterfall coming out of the top. And like the amount of work that they put in to the cup noodle model kit is just like, this was the model club. There's like 4 pages of diorama on the 5, on the 6, 7, on the cup noodle kit, on what they did to create this waterfall. And it's like, couldn't believe it. Here's a better.
So what'd they do? What's it say?
I have no idea. Because it's called the watering hole, but then the rest is in Japanese. But that's what someone did with that cup noodle kit. And I think that is like so original and just such a great idea. There's little deer drinking out of the water down there, and they did a waterfall. So this diorama has waterfall, foliage, just weathering, and how to use resin. And I forgot to show it last time, and it was one of those things that just really blew me away. And the originality in this hobby is just right there all the time.
So a deer, a female deer, Ray, a cup of ramen soup. Okay, sorry.
Ramen, not Raymond.
Whatever, ramen, Raymond.
Raymond was a TV show.
Trotch, Trock, who cares?
That everybody loved. All right, yeah, Trock. Anyway. Workbench.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, Scott. I have a picture of my workbench. It has been sanding. That's all I've had time for this week. I have not printed anything. The week before, I was printing my ass off. I started working on this Blackheart Godzilla bust by spraying underneath, because I'm going to do a lighting effect on it. So I know it looks really dark, but that's what it's supposed to look like. because I'm gonna have it lit like there's a explosion or fire underneath. So I did my zenithal shading on that, highlights. And
why is it Paul Gill can paint a big giant Godzilla and you're painting this little dinky Godzilla? What's going on with it?
Because I bought that. I don't know. I didn't.
Because you're cheap. That's why.
I have. Wait a minute. Which way? You can't see it. Dang it. There's a couple Godzilla kits back there that are pretty big. So, other than that, just been printing. I printed. I'll show you one other thing real quick. My favorite thing I printed last week. Mondo Shawan from Fifth Element was 3 parts, and it came out beautiful. And I can't even. I'll show one other. Working on this too. It's Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai.
Strike first.
Yep, strike first. So that's kind of been working on. Like I said before, work has me just this week sucked, so I haven't had to be able to do anything.
I'm continuing on the cartoons.
Oh, you just cut me off. Did you see that? See that, everybody?
Sorry.
Still doing cartoon stuff. How's it going? How many fails? How many successes?
Well, funny story in that.
Scott's very impatient.
So, I bought Diego's Sylvester. Well, I bought almost all the Looney Tunes, and so I'm kind of printing them in order. So I start printing the Sylvester, and the first time it sticks to the plate, and one arm doesn't come out, and it's like, this is frustrating. So for those that don't know, then you reorient it, you know, which means you change the position of it on the plate, and you resupport it, and you do it again. Now the other arm doesn't come out, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I reorient it again, I resupport it again, and I do it where he's standing straight up, like this. Okay. Now, one thing about 3D printing is you print in layer. So if I printed this, say like this, it would take maybe 3 hours. Where if I print this like this, it's going to take maybe 6 hours, 7 hours. The taller it goes, it's the more layers.
Yeah.
I could print 10 parts. It doesn't matter. Quantity doesn't matter. It's height that matters. So I oriented this Sylvester so he's standing straight up. 10-hour print. Let it run overnight. I come downstairs, and my lighting is not great down there. I don't turn on my bright light. I pull the cover off the machine. It's still printing. It says it's got like 30 minutes to go. It's to the very top of the head, which means it's just printing the ears and little pieces. And I'm looking at the one arm and I go, fuck, that arm didn't come out again. Damn it. Stop the print. Why waste any more time? I raise it up. I turn the light on. And as soon as I look at it, the arm did come out. It was just at a weird angle. It didn't look.
You dummy. You dummy.
I wasted all that time in resin.
Yeah.
And the good news is I could actually cut the head off of the one where the arm didn't come out and glue it onto this one, and I would have another Sylvester. So, but
yeah,
so I had to print another one. So I'm a moron, basically.
that's for sure. How's it going? Other stuff?
And I have a few people want me to do some stuff for them.
Okay.
And
do you think you're at that expertise level too?
Well, like for example, Tom Grossman, who we just mentioned, asked me for a couple Wile E. Coyotes.
Okay.
And now, so everyone knows how this works. I could have easily just printed Tom 2 Wile E. Coyotes and sent them off. Okay.
And been a total dick for doing so.
Because the file's $10. So Tom went and bought the file. And once I had proof that he bought the file, and I talked to Thiago, he has no problem with me printing them for someone who buys the file. So I'll print for you, depending what it is, but you're buying the file. I'm not.
Yeah,
you're not.
Yeah, we do not advocate. That's the
You're
same
not
as
sponging
recasting.
off my files, darn it.
Yeah, it's the same as recasting in my book.
Yes, and that's one of the problems with it, that it is hard to figure out how it's going to work. And then at some point, maybe we'll have Tony back on so he can bitch about it. And
I did a little experiment with mine. I filled a base of something with Durham's water putty to give it some weight so it didn't tip over. And it was almost like the bottom warped a little bit where the holes were. I have to experiment with it a little more just to see if that's like just that piece or that resin. Because I like when a lot of this bigger stuff is hollowed, so it has no weight to it. So I like having, that resin feel of a resin kit, that nice heavy chunk. And so I was trying to fill something, and it's almost cured. It's cured. I'm just letting it sit a little longer, but it looks weird on the bottom. But other than that, I finished building some other miniatures too, and I'm ready to do some painting. It's been a long time. I miss doing some painting videos. I got to finish up this ghost kit after a while. And you know what I'm really afraid to do is go back and look at which episode we were going to have the 3 models done in the year, because I think that's getting close and it hasn't happened yet. And that needs to happen. But that's the work.
Man, wouldn't it be crazy if I beat you?
Oh, that would suck so bad. It doesn't count because but you're saying AFM ones don't count.
No, they don't count.
Because they don't. We set out of our collection. So, that's the workbench. Our guest today is
it's kind of a guest, kind of an announcement.
Yeah. It's Mark Warthling. Is everyone tired of him coming on? If you are, let us know, and we just won't have him on anymore.
I am.
Just kidding. We love Mark, and he has a little announcement about the witch, and we'll let him get that to you. He has some other cool stuff to talk about, and it's a little short interview, and we'll get back with emails. We'll see you after the interview. And we are back with our favorite returning guest. Most times now, probably officially, Mark Warthling.
We're the only one that'll come on.
Yeah, that's of Pestilence Labs. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, great.
Great.
You have a witch update for us, correct?
Yes. A little update on the witch, box art tribute kit. Just, doing anything overseas is a challenge, and so much of it is outside of your control. So I think everybody's aware that the witch is being produced overseas, and they're all complete. In fact, as well as the grease kit, Olivia Newton-John. So they're all basically in the same container, and my understanding is they are on the water right now, and they are supposed to be delivered to Orlando September 9th is the date that I've been given.
Okay.
So once they arrive in Orlando, it goes through customs. I think the first information I'm going to get is, a call where they say the kits are here, and that'll be the shipping company in Orlando that's receiving them, supposedly September 9th, and then it'll go through customs. So that's the status. Well, the bad part is I thought they were going to be delivered sooner, so I've asked people to make payments. I've gotten a lot of payments from people, and I don't like taking payments up front. That's not how I do business. But
my money.
My goal, yeah, it's true. I have your money. The goal is to be able to ship all these kits at the same day. The day I get them, they're all going out.
Cool.
So the only way to do that is to get payments, made. So fortunately, my customers are amazing. If I'm sure some of my customers are watching this video, they're absolutely fantastic. I contacted every one of them, and they've all been unbelievably understanding, and really said, "Really, I've got like 10,000 kits in the closet. I think I can wait another month."
Yeah.
And that's the one I'm waiting to build.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I think everyone is very understanding. And I think the really cool thing that you did is you told people what's going on. And I think that's all that people care about, is as long as someone says, hey, this is going to be late and here's why, nobody usually cares. And they're usually okay with it. It's when people take your money, disappear, and never say anything. Like I'm currently waiting for a Kickstarter game that's supposedly on a shipping container somewhere.
Yeah.
And you don't hear anything for months. And it's like, okay, I paid this money. But thank you for keeping in touch with everybody and letting them know what's going on. I think that's all people really care about. So you're a good producer, sir. That's how it should be, you know?
In fact, I gave everybody my personal cell phone in case they had any questions or concerns. They can feel free to call me. Oh, and, you know, cool. I'll just put it out here. If somebody...
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't have it, hold on.
Yeah. Well, and if somebody was so concerned, I'd be happy to return anybody's money. Yeah. But that would be silly, I think.
Anyway, and I think also people understand what's going on. It is a mess everywhere.
It is.
Everywhere. So everyone hang in there. The witches are coming. I'm hanging in there. I can't wait. I was actually thinking today how I'm going to paint it. Like, I think I know. I know what I'm
paintbrushes?
No, probably actually.
I think it's awesome that you guys are both getting the witch. That's really cool.
Scott's will go on a shelf. Mine will get glued at least, I think. What else is going on? What else you got new for us? Anything?
Something that kind of surprised me. I think Scott's got a couple of these little Fay Wrays figures that I sent you guys. You can give a couple away.
Cool.
This Fay Wrays is. I think we showed some digital images of it previously. So I don't know if you have those. You want to put them up? But basically, it's designed to fit into the Aurora King Kong hand, and replace the really goofy looking one that comes with the kit. It kind of looks like Elaine on Seinfeld doing some.
I saw that post when you did that.
Yeah.
And I always called it the cornucopia because it looked like she had a cornucopia the way the pieces went together that went on the back.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it gets a laugh out of everybody. But I was totally floored with the response. Scott, I think you and I may have talked about this project at some point. So thank you for throwing that one in.
Hey, who would have came up with an idea like this?
I don't know. A huge response to that, and I'm casting them absolutely as fast as I can. I actually, between yesterday and today, I cast up 100 of them.
Oh man.
And and I'm hoping to cast, another, if I can get through the weekend, maybe another between 50 and 100 this weekend. So I'm trying to ship a whole bunch of them out on Monday.
So if I can explain to everyone, there's the version that Joe sculpted just straight up. And then there's the version that I think, Mark, it was you that kind of ground it down.
I did, yep.
So that it'll fit into the paw of the kit. So you could seam the kit finally without having her in it. And then put her in it afterwards.
Paint it. You're basically done with the Kong, and then you can paint her, and she just inserts from the bottom and inserts from the top, and it's a pretty amazing little figure. Joe Simon sculpted it as if it was any figure. I mean, as if it was going to be a 1/6 scale figure, and we just printed it at the appropriate size, which is about 1/24 scale, and she looks really good. So.
Yeah, the detail.
I'm glad that's doing well for you. That's awesome.
You can't tell here, but the detail, like the lacing and the ripped clothing, and just the detail in her feet, and hands. It's just.
We just found out in pre-show that Scott doesn't like feet.
I hate feet.
He can't even look at them on the kit.
But for those of you that maybe bought,
please send feet pictures.
The Cult TV. Rick Evans altar add-on. You could get the unmodified one and put her on the altar. You could probably, modify this a little bit and have her hanging.
Probably repose.
Kind of pose the arms however you want, almost. So there's two ways this goes, and beautifully cast, except for the ones I got. No, they're beautifully cast. And Mark corrected me. They sell for $20 a set plus $5 shipping.
No, $3, 23 total.
20,
and if you buy what?
I paid 25. What the fuck?
No, there was 3 in the box.
So yeah, that was a lot of weight. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah,
that's their fee for having a deal with you. That's what that is. The extra $2.
Yeah. Hey, Scott.
Yeah,
hey, thanks for the idea. And could you pay us an extra $2? Sure. No
basically,
problem.
you buy.
Where's Shanna? Just get Shanna on here.
Buy as many as you want, and it's like $5 shipping. That's
cool.
So.
And everyone should know I'm just busting Mark's balls because I can. But and honestly, I'm going to be honest here. Mark offered to just give me mine, but I said nope. Got to pay like everyone else. So there you go. Now he's going to pay like everyone else.
I think one of the last times we talked on the show was before Wonderfest, like right before, and we were talking how Wonderfest was going to go. So, how did Wonderfest go for you this year?
Wonderfest went really well. I had a great time. Just really glad that we were able to have Wonderfest.
Yes.
It was cool seeing you guys there. That was kind of fun. It was fun. And
it was kind of fun. No, you're right. You were right the first time.
And well, I was busy. I never leave the table. That's the downside of being a vendor. And I just enjoy the people. I had just what was really cool at this Wonderfest. I had a pretty decent table. I think this year had a lot of cool stuff on there, and I had other vendors coming up to my table and complimenting me on the products and the table, and that was really nice.
Cool.
Because you want to be part of that group, if you will, and you never know if you quite are, and it was nice to have them come up and really compliment us, and that was pretty neat. So
that's awesome.
Why don't you tell the story how you didn't want to sell Greg Nicotero your buildup?
No, that was only for a fraction of a second.
The wife grabbed you by the nads and said,
so my creature buildup was on the table, and Greg Nicotero came up and he said, "Oh, yeah, I want that." And so I reached under the table and I pulled out a box and I said, "Here you go, Greg." And he said, No, I want that." And I was like, "Well, that's my buildup. That's and Shanna's standing next to me and she goes, "Of course, Greg, you can have that. Yes, absolutely." And I'm like,
yeah, about then Shanna's fist was up his ass to about her wrist. Okay. What's the matter with you?
Well, that's pretty cool. So he owns your build-up now.
He bought two. He bought the Wolfman build-up off the table, and he bought the Creature build-up off the table. And he wants a Witch kit. So
awesome.
So that's really cool. Yeah, and he wants me to build that up for him, and hopefully we'll figure out how to get it up there safely. I'm gonna probably maybe even drive it up there. So
very cool. Where's it? Nah, we won't say where it is. But other than that, like sales were good. Sales like
okay. Was better. What was the last year we had? 2019, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I did a little better in 2019, but I wouldn't say dramatically. I mean, we did probably 60% of the sales as we did in 2019, but it was 2019 was really, really good. So
yeah.
I think anybody would have been very happy with what we did in 2021. So
very cool. Yeah, it was. I mean, like I said before, if you went to that show, you should be proud of yourself because it was.
Wasn't 2019 the year? Was that the first year you had a box art kit there?
Yes, I had the creature. I had the creature and the hunchback, and it was pandemonium. We were selling a ton of creatures, It was a really, really good. Perfect storm, if you will, of the products on the table, and so we sold a lot in 2019. Yeah,
I was glad to see you sell those two gargantuan kits you brought.
Those did very well. There's a backstory there. My Shanna can't stand the War of the Gargantuas.
I can't
stand it.
I can't either. Every time one sells, it's like Mark's got to ring a bell just so she knows. Ding, 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 sold one.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Poor Mark.
I know. That's one of the highlights of Wonderfest was, Shanna and I really enjoy watching the show. It's just, I don't know, it's just become a thing. I don't know. We enjoy watching it. We've got
I
a little
apologize.
Oh no. We've got a drinking game going. You guys say certain things, we drink. And
Oh, really? Whoa, no. Whoa. Stop right there. What is it that you drink on? What word?
Oh God, it could be anything.
We'll have to do a secret word now.
Yeah, we'll have to do
I
it.
don't know. I can't even remember now.
All right.
But
I think I know what
it's-
mine probably is. Mine's when I say cool. I say cool too many times.
you do.
Yep.
And she was tickled that she got a mention in the last episode. Because you were reviewing some kind of movie or something, and you were like, what was it, He-Man or something?
Yeah.
Girl power. He was all upset about girl power.
Yeah. And
I am not upset about girl power.
No, but Shanna agreed with you. She's like, yeah, why do they need to do that?
Have you watched it? Did you watch the new He-Man thing?
No. But it's He-Man.
Exactly.
Oh.
They had She-Ra. They had that.
Well,
You don't
it's a
need-
different time now. We got She-Man too, probably.
Okay.
So who knows?
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
leave
letters
that
go-
in. Yeah, why don't
I'm
you
leaving
leave
it
that
in,
in?
and the emails are going to Scott. I'm instantly forward to
And
that.
if we didn't watch the show, we wouldn't have known about Invincible. We watched Invincible. That was pretty good.
Dude, the train.
That was
train.
That's off the rails.
That's the. Scott hasn't watched it yet because he
I haven't
doesn't watch
watched it.
shit that I tell him to watch. That
Yeah,
train,
the day
though, man.
before The night before the recording, he says, "Watch Suicide Squad." I'm like,
Hey, what's
"Wow."
that?
Do you hear him yelling at me? This is
You're
Mark,
a
do you wanna-
liar.
You want to do a bi-weekly
You're a
show?
liar. I told you last Sunday to watch it. Okay. Anyway, Mark, what do you got new coming out? Anything cool? Like, what do you got?
Well, one last thing from Wonderfest.
Okay,
So
yeah.
you guys were kind enough to bring this
Oh, shit, that's right.
this beautiful autographed photo for Shanna. So you said to Shanna, and you guys signed it. And then let's see, you put a message on here. Sorry you're stuck with this loser. So
That was all Scott's idea. I'll give him the credit for that.
that's pretty funny. No, that'll go up on the wall. So new, I'm gonna announce something new here.
Great.
It'll be on at least in the Yagher Army, probably around the same time as this airs. But we're doing Jeff and I are gonna do a whole series of quarter scale busts based on laugh scenes, if you will, or comedic scenes from Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
So
Yes. That's awesome.
So there's been a lot of kits, not a lot, but there's been kits. There's been kits of Young Frankenstein pieces, but they're all like serious scenes or
Yeah.
So I want to do the scene where the blind man is dumping the hot soup on the monster's lap.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think Dr. Frankenstein, the scene where his collar pops out, when he's trying to look normal before Inspector Kemp shows up.
Mhm.
And I want to do characters that have never been done, like Inspector Kemp, Frau Blucher,
Yep.
Terry Garr, and Scott, I know you want Terry's books.
Books. Yeah, I want her books to show. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I want her books to show.
But anyway, so the first figure's been sculpted, but I just don't want to start taking names or anything until I get this witch behind me. So when the witch is done, this is going to become available. And I don't know if you guys have pictures you can put up.
Yep, they're right here. We're going to put them up. But...
Awesome. But the first one is the monster from the film, of course, and it's the scene where he's. I guess I'm calling it "Don't inhale until the tip glows," and so it's the scene where his thumb is on fire, and he's kind of admiring his thumb, and then of course he goes ape shit and goes running out of the shack. So
That's great. That's great.
So that's the first one, and the next one will probably be Dr. Frankenstein, and then we'll go from there. We'll keep doing all these.
I like
characters.
the touch of the broken mug on the base too.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, the base is probably going to be the same or generally the same for each of the figures, and it's going to incorporate some feature from that scene that kind of helps describe the scene from the movie that it's based on. So,
when you brought the idea to Jeff, was he like awesome, or was he like,
No, he was
cool.
He was pretty excited about it.
That's great.
In fact, I brought it up to him, and then my wife and I went to dinner, and so we're sitting at dinner, and Jeff and I are texting back and forth all these lines from the movie. I mean, it was just like playing tennis. I mean, it was I sent something, then he'd send something back, and there's so much gold in that movie. It's just such perfection, and there's so many great, laughable moments in the movie. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think he is too.
Yeah, that's great. I just watched it.
I'm going to say this. Gosh, Jeff, don't hate me if you watch. But
he doesn't.
Some of these pieces I've seen Jeff do lately, like this, and the Imhotep he did for Mike Calvert, and really a lot of the pieces he does for Paul, because they're so out of the Universal monster range. You can almost tell, like, he's glad to be doing something different.
Yeah.
Okay. And I did just get the mummy bust that he did for Monsters from the Woods, and it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but man, these last, like that Imhotep, and now I'm looking at this one. He just really, you can tell he's really into this. It's like something new. And I think sometimes he gets bored with that other stuff. So I think this is good. I think Paul's stuff has been good for him, and now this. So mix a little Universal monster stuff. We're good.
For example, Gene Hackman as the blind man. Jeff was kind of tickled that he'd never actually ever sculpted Gene Hackman. So that'll be cool. That's like my favorite scene. That Gene Hackman was like just so hilarious in that.
That whole bit when he went into the blind man's hut was just great.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is I've got kids that want to watch this movie. I said, you really have to watch the first 3 Frankenstein films before you watch this movie, because it's, the references that are in there and the different things that are in there, like the darts and stuff like that. It's, I dated this gal once, and she had seen Young Frankenstein. So when she saw the original movies, she's laughing during the original movies because she had seen Young Frankenstein and she had seen everything that happened in that. So she's like waiting for that to happen in the originals and stuff. So it was, so if there's anyone out there that hasn't seen it, man, watch those first 3 Frankenstein films first. And Jason, whose lab equipment's in this movie?
Strict pattern.
First name?
Don't remember.
He sucks, Mark. He sucks. I hope Matt Lawrence is watching and he kills you. I like this.
Robert?
I like this.
Is it Robert? I don't know.
Kenneth, you moron.
Close enough.
Robert's close. Yeah. Well, it's a common name. These quarter scale, Mark?
Yes, quarter scale. That's really, Jeff doesn't like. Well, I mean, he does obviously, but he really likes sculpting in quarter scale. He feels he can really capture the likeness. That's the most, obviously that's his goal is to achieve an absolute perfect likeness. So he feels like quarter scale is really the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And this is when I say to all my 3D printing fans out there that there's still something about a clay sculpture that, and I've seen some really nice digital sculpts recently. But it's it's good for some things, but other things, these guys got to be really good. Yeah, like that's great likeness. So that's a great Han
Cobra
Solo.
Kai. Like look at that.
That's a great Han Solo.
That is not Han Solo. That is Johnny.
Anyway. I don't even know who was that.
Show it to him again.
Johnny from Cobra Kai.
Oh, you know what? I did notice. I did see that. I thought that's who it was.
That's really good. The wrinkles in there are fantastic. Anyway.
But no, it's getting there. I'm not saying it's not
Oh
going to
no,
get there.
yeah, I
I'm not
agree with.
saying
I know
there's
what
not
you're saying,
guys that can
and I
do
agree
it.
with you.
But for our hobby right now, the clay sculpt still is going to get the likeness.
Well, and I think it's a partnership thing. Like the next Hellboy third scale piece I'm going to have Joe Simon do. I'm going to tell him he can do what he wants. He can do traditional clay sculpt or a combination. Maybe he does some of the parts 3D sculpted and some of it in clay, and so I think they can work together.
Yeah, I think so too. Great.
Okay.
Anything else? What else? Yeah. This is.
Well, I'm sure you guys are going to do your thing with, or maybe you already have the, what's new. What have you gotten? This is something, Jason, you like this?
Where'd you find that? Fan. Where'd you find that?
This was a trade deal.
Oh, cool.
I collect just as much as I am a producer, and this was a nice trade. I won't go into the details of the trade, but
yeah,
but it's an original. It's Fairbank.
I was just thinking about that kit the other day, and I think I've only seen it in person one time. Are Ozzy's tattoos sculpted on there, or are they?
I'm so bad. I
don't even know. I was like, okay, if I bought that, would I have to freehand those tattoos, or are they there, or are there decals?
I think they are lightly sculpted into the figure, but I'd have to. Oh wait, here it is, right here. Maybe not.
No.
Nope, you got to paint them on.
Okay, good luck with that.
Yeah. And then the other thing, which is
although you know what you could probably do is find pictures and print your own decals.
Yeah.
And do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, next.
Here's another recent acquisition, which is kind of a cool one. The whole Aurora theme.
Oh yeah, from Filmy.
Yeah, Filmy, and this is the deluxe kit. And on the bottom of the base, it says like number 5 of 3 of 5 or something like that. I didn't realize he only did like 5 of these.
Oh wow! Well, congratulations there.
Yeah, he only had so many with the deluxe base, I guess.
With the deluxe base, yeah. So the interesting thing about that trade deal is that I traded the guy my normal Aurora kit along with something else to get that one. Anyways.
It's the beauty of trades.
This crazy hobby. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are great.
So you got fun stuff.
You did get fun stuff.
I know. I'm getting fun stuff every day off my printer. It's crazy. So.
Well, Mark, thanks for joining us, and thanks for giving everybody an update on the Witch. And I'm sure we'll have you back in a couple episodes. Probably.
And if anybody out there is on the list for the Witch or needs a further update, just please email me or call me or anything. I'm happy to talk or answer your questions. So.
Wait, let me push my button.
Well, the Pestilence
Labs.
Right,
I've got
There's the Pestilence Labs contact info. But anything else you want to give for contact info?
No, that's good right there.
Yep. Just find
me on Facebook.
Yep. Find him on Facebook.
And we're going to thank you in advance again for these 2 pieces you sent us to give away. And we're going to do something creative. We haven't figured it out yet.
No, we haven't.
Well, we might have figured it out by the time you see this because we might have put it in already. But as of this filming, no, we haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Mark.
We're going to figure it
out. All right. Thank you.
Have a great week.
We want Shannon on. So next time I want Shannon on.
I told her she's I don't know.
Scott, leave her alone, will you? Just leave her alone.
What?
She just wants to live.
She's my buddy.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
And we're back. Mark's got good stuff coming again. And I'm really happy that, and I told him this, but I want to say it again. Communication is key.
Yes,
people will always accept anything as long as you're telling them what's going on and as long as you're truthful. And Mark Warthling is that guy. He will let you know straight up what's happening. And I mean, he came to us to want to let people know about the slight delay. And
when he first got the delay, he called me. He says, "Hey, can I call you?" And I go, "Yeah." And he told me what was going on. And he says, "Well, this is what I want to do. What do you think?" And I said, "I think as long as you communicate with people, that is the key."
Yep.
Okay, when you just disappear and no one hears from you and you don't answer emails and shit, that's when people start to get suspicious. And I also told him that, his reputation is such that I think people know he's not going to rip
Yeah.
him off.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I almost feel a tad responsible. I almost feel like godparents to this witch kit because it premiered on our show as our first premiere. And if something goes horribly wrong with it, it'll make us look bad too. So it's coming.
We're blaming Warthling for everything.
Yeah,
man.
we are blaming.
Hey.
Point fingers. That guy.
If that ship goes down,
yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah. That shipping container sinks.
Yeah.
And as a new home to some cool reef fish. Great. But it's that Warthling guy in Florida's fault, not our fault. And that's our money too, because we've both bought the kit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But some of the other stuff he's got coming is Fay Wrays doing really well for him. And you know what? Good thing. Good thing.
Mark has been kind enough. And if you watch the interview, which you better have because we're here now, there's two versions of this. There's the modified version that fits in the Kong hand. And basically all it is it's shaved down so it'll go up into the hand. And then there's the unmodified version, which is really kind of nice on its own. Okay.
Wait, get it in the camera. Wait, you're not in the camera?
Oh, wait.
Other way? There you go.
So, and we've got some better pictures of this, I'm sure. But anyway, so we have one of each of these to give away. So here's what we are going to do. In the comments, we'd like to know your first memory of when you first saw the original King Kong and how that impacted you hobby-wise or whatever. Just, And then somewhere in there, I want to see the word Fay. And like our other contest, I want you to write Fay modified, Fay unmodified, or both. Fay both. And that way when we draw, that's how the drawing will go. Okay, so like what was that we did that on?
When we had the extravaganza.
Oh, when we had multiples.
Yeah,
when we had multiples, yes.
Yeah.
Which one did you want? So you have the modified Fay Wray, the unmodified Fay Wray, or both. But I want to hear some King Kong stories. And don't put in no 76 or 2005 bullshit. Those are not King Kong. Don't even get me going. And I also want to go back to busting Mark's balls about these little things being $20. Early on, Mark said to me, he says, you think I could sell these for $20? And my answer to him was, well, yeah, fuck yeah, you can. Okay. So I'm just busting his balls. There's a lot, there's not a lot of resin here, but there's a lot of work that goes into this.
Yes.
And these are all pressure cast. And Mark was telling us today how he was out in the heat and did like 100 of these,
Yeah.
He sold like 200 of these. What a great idea this was.
Oh, you're such a genius.
For nothing, pal. But yeah, so no, I do know the work goes into it, and I'm just busting his balls, and don't anyone take that seriously because it's a great kit. And he's got another plan for this that I don't think I'll share just yet, but he did tell us that there's another King Kong model out there that he wants to incorporate this into, and that's all I'm going to say. So
cool.
There you go.
It is time for emails and correction.
Oh, joy.
Oh, yeah, that's Scott's favorite part.
Do I have to read any?
I printed out Phil's. I'll do it. I want to start with an apology of sorts. I've been really bad at getting back to people this last week on emails and the week before because I had to switch classrooms and I don't want to go into the madness, but it's an art room. So there's a lot to move around. So I have not been playing around with my computer a lot. I've been coming home and not doing it. So if you ever send in an email, and here's the email address, modelclubtv@gmail.com. Why do I always screw it up? And if you want to email us about anything on the show, please send it there. And I will get back to you eventually. I do not answer emails every day. I don't like answering emails, especially when you get 400 at work. So I will get back to you Just might not be that day. At some point I will.
I'd answer, but he won't give me access.
No, I don't trust him at all with the email because he'll just make side deals all the time that I won't know about. So
side deals. What?
Side deals. I know. You'll make side deals.
For crying out loud, I could have got this little dinky resin thing for free, and I didn't make a side deal.
You'll make side deals. As far as corrections go, I don't think we have any corrections. No corrections. And I have to wear these reading glasses because I left my other ones in my bag for work.
Mumble's mailbag. Take one.
That's pretty good, actually. I like that. And these things are the wrong prescription or the wrong strength.
Great.
So everything looks like a concave mess. All right. This email is from CG Blade. Jason and Scott. First of all, I know how you love your Warhammer miniatures. So I thought a 25 millimeter model be right up your alley. LOL. So he sent me as a friendly gift, not as anything else. This is a girl figure, and hard to even see. When I opened the package, I'm like, what the heck? It is here's the leg. It's a cool little piece though. That's a leg. And I do like painting my miniatures, but this might be a bit extreme. And there's the torso. So I will paint this and I will put it on there at some point. Maybe it'll count as one of my kits. But the head is in this tiny little thing. It's the size of my pinky nail, less than. So thank you, CG. Scott, I wanted to send these along as a Get Better Soon gift earlier, but things just got away from me. What you're looking at are my last two images that were taken during and after these two movies were made, sometime between the 40s and 60s. My great uncle Nicholas Papazinis, I hope I said that right. Scott Overmore. Front of your face. Another way. There you go. Worked at Universal Studios during this time after he and my great grandparents came over from Greece. How did I know that last name was a Greek last name? Nick was a photographer's assistant on the lot for many years before he decided to move to downtown Cleveland and open up a bookstore. What the hell kind of move was that? When I was younger, my love of horror and sci-fi was fueled by the books he would give me. He used to tell us stories about the monster movies at Universal, and I fell in love with all things creepy. He gave me a set of his 8x10 studio and promo images before he died. Now, you have the last two that I own. Take care of them, and if you are lucky, they will bring you great luck as they have me all these years. Jackie claims that between him and my great-grandfather, I was destined to be a sci-fi author. I wanted to thank you both for being unselfish with your time and money. This podcast has brought several of us together that would have otherwise never known one another. I know it is only a hobby, but it's one that is positive, interesting, and just too damn cool. Stay healthy, CG. Dude, thank you. Honestly,
I think that's very much so. And I got these the other day. I'll be honest, I didn't open them till today because I didn't want to open them right away. And kind of like Mark's Fay Wrays, I didn't. Yeah, just take your time, get whatever that is you dropped.
Yeah, it was the body, and I almost like, oh no,
kind
I
of
lost
like
it.
Mark's Fay Wrays, but these are awesome images, both of them. The creature,
yeah,
and
I mean, how he's related to a piece of movie history like that—that's pretty awesome.
So these will get a frame, and they'll either go somewhere in here or somewhere in the finished basement at some point.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Appreciate it a lot. I really do.
Next email from Marty.
Marty.
Hello, Jason and Scott. Just a small note to tell you how much I enjoyed this episode. I found the interviews were so interesting, and indeed, they brought up some really good, valid points. Like 1, 3D printing is a hobby in itself. 2, sculptors can incorporate little detailed items, include adding to the base or fragile items, beakers, glasses, etc. 3, having some parts translucent, and on and on. Listening to this information, I thought of a comparison with the advent of CDs when they came on the market, but vinyl records were always present, and they become popular once again a few years back. I think that there shall always be the person like myself who wants to purchase kits from sculptors and casters. The hands-on craftsmanship aspect of being such an important factor for me personally, but I get it. Personally, I still do not own a 3D printed model kit, so it's difficult for me to actually compare a normal resin kit with a printed one with a 3D file. But I do agree I can clearly see that both worlds can make kits even more interesting for us hobbyists. What crossed my mind was an example of a kit of the Outer Limits demon with a glass hand, with the kit done in resin except for the translucent hand done in 3D sculpting or 3D printing. I think it would even have the fingers be detachable. That would be oh so cool. Through the ages, artists have always incorporated different methods, mixing medias and so on, to convey their artistic vision. I don't see why not the figure kit builders would not do the same by using some aspects of their creation with 3D sculpting. Indeed, you mentioned shipping costs that have risen to this too is an important factor. I want to thank you both and your guests for shedding some light on a fascinating topic. I'm really green on the subject, but this episode really made me think about the future of the hobby and a new void opening up. As always, I really enjoyed the gallery again. Thank you for posting some of my kits. I simply love Phil's kaiju collection, both Juris and Raygon. I'm envious. They are wonderful kits, and Phil did amazing renderings, as he always does. Great work, guys. Oh, Uncle Marty. Thank you, Marty, for your kind words there as well. And that reminds me of, I don't know if Scott, are you on the Facebook page group? The Print and Paint group? Have you seen that one? Are you on that?
I don't know that I've been in that one.
So it is.
I want to say something about Marty real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Marty.
Wait, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing, but it's crazy. So, Marty, without telling me, sent me 3 CDs that he made of TV themes, cartoon themes, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
And so it shows up in the mail. It's in a little envelope.
Did it explode when you opened it?
So this is it. I don't know if you can see this. This is all hand lettered.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You see this?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Now, this gets better. Anybody that ever bought a Billiken kit? Remember how you couldn't get it back in?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wait,
so that's what I'm about to do right here. So I start opening this up, and I'm like, how the hell do you get to the CDs? And I'm going to try to tell me if I come out, because I'm going to just try to watch. So I'm doing this. I'm doing
Marty,
this.
what the heck, dude? That's like serial killer level detail.
I'm doing this. And here it is, right? There's a little piece of black foam here to give it some sturdiness.
Oh, that's great.
And then each disc is individually wrapped with a label. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I was listening to these in the car the other day. Had a lot of fun. A lot of them I've seen or have. But there was one on here that's got like a Marvel Stan Lee talking to Kirby and stuff like that I'd never heard. It's kind of weird.
Oh, nice.
So that was cool. So, but he sends me, like I said, this, I'm going to call it a mad scientist packaging. And holy shit, look, I got it back together the first time here. So, yeah, it's almost like he didn't want me to have the CDs because I had to go, and I'm like, I don't want to rip it, and I'm like, well, what the hell here? So thanks, Marty, for that.
Awesome. That's very cool. Back to the print and paint thing that Marty had kind of brought up. It's the scary thing again. Once again, it's guys who print their kits, print their STL files, and paint them. But I don't think those guys even know there's such a thing as a garage kit. Like, I don't think they know this exists. And I think eventually they're going to start to figure it out and be like, oh, Amazing Figure Modeler, I can use stuff that I've seen in that magazine on the thing I printed, or do something with it and make a diorama for it. I don't think a lot of those guys even know this hobby is there. So is
this a group?
Yeah, it's a group on Facebook. I think it's called Print and Paint or something like that. But
invite me.
Yeah, I don't even know how I get in there. I don't even remember joining. It might have been from Jamie. He might have sent it to me. I don't remember.
Okay. Send it to me.
But I will. From Logan, it's our same group of people. So I watched your show in 2 days. The last one was long. Everybody, we know. And I almost split that episode, but then I was like, I didn't want someone to get lost in the shuffle. So watch these episodes or listen to them in different sittings. I don't expect you to sit there for 3 hours. This was
I'll tell you what happened, everyone. We were going to split it into two, but Egomaniac here had to put out his own little solo episode the following week and steal all the thunder, so he couldn't do a separate show. So now I'm going to start doing separate shows.
Oh, okay. All right. You figure out how to upload them to our channel. That would be great. I did not do that way. I had told everyone when Scott was angry at me for uploading the Wonderfest video, but I did not know. I had told him months ago that I was going to do it, and I did it. And then,
but you did a model club opening, like, "Well, hello everybody, Jason Walker here without Scott Johansson."
Oh, geez. All right. Okay. Next time, I promise I'll
whatever. I don't need you. I've got talent.
All right. So anyway,
people are knocking the door down to get me, pal. Okay.
Yeah, it's the cops knocking the door down to get you.
Yeah, what, are they here?
Yeah. Actually, that would probably be my house. It'll be the FBI.
Yeah,
all right.
More likely to be at your house.
It's more likely to be mine. And then they come in like, what are all these dead animals? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I watched your show in 2 days. Quite a few things were brought up. I will address. 3D printing kits is the future. Why? Because the creators, computer file creators want to go further. The garage kit producer, they give new ideas which are not accepted in traditional garage kit company of today. Most focus their efforts on 50 plus affair with Universal and Aurora, which is fine. This is how the hobby started 30 years ago. The hobby would not be where it is without monsters and magazines of that era. Sadly, Famous Monsters did a lot of rehash stories on the same subject for a matter of years. 3D printing is paving the way for new ideas, as I see on eBay. A lot of things I wish were kits or better representation of kits I always wanted but never made. Why? Because the baby boomer aspect of the hobby, the founders won't let go. Man, he's really getting people. Are you a baby? Are you a boomer? No.
Yeah, I'm the last.
You're the
second to last year of a boomer. Yes.
Are you okay? So I'm Gen X. You're still a boomer.
Yes.
Look at that. And we're still forgotten. No one ever talks about Gen X anymore. Ever.
Nobody cares.
I know. That's the whole problem with Gen X. No one gave a shit about us.
Gen X, you didn't do it. What did you do? What did Gen X do? Nothing.
Are you kidding me? Look at music. We did that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Guar.
Yeah. Hip hop. Actual good rap music. Everything. Stuck in a holding place.
There's something that those are two words that should never go together.
Dude, you just don't know. Tribe Called Quest and Public Enemy, two of the greatest things ever. I wish there were kits of better representation kits. Why? Because the baby boomers got there stuck in a holding pattern like ever before. That hobby has become a holding pattern of old ideas produced and pushed for years and years. Universal monster kits ceiling high, as well as bust time and time again. Ray Harryhausen. Logan has the same thing every time, but I think he's starting to see the 3D printing is getting there. But also, and we talked about with Mark a little bit, Jeff Yagher is getting to branch out into other things, and it's really cool to see, especially with some of Paul's stuff. He's doing Blade Runner kits, he's doing other things, and it's, there's a lot to be had for everyone these days. This is from Phil, the shortest email from Phil ever.
You made the print smaller.
No, I didn't.
That's because Phil's in the middle of moving. That's why.
Here we go. So you'll be shocked at how short this email is. Watching episode 27, I gotta tell you, 3D printing is all Greek to me. I like it, but this old fart will leave it to you guys to pursue. Many people have noticed I haven't posted anything on Facebook concerning models I've built. I have been painting a really big garage kit. No, let me correct myself. I've been painting a house kit, not a garage kit. Attached photo. Here it is.
Can I talk about that photo?
Yeah, in a second. Hold on. Now I understand more after the interview with Mark why you don't like this photo. Diane and I are in our new house, still unpacking, and have all fun stuff involved with moving. Aren't you guys jealous? No, because I hate moving. One more thing, but actually I'm moving classrooms, so I'm kind of doing the same thing. One more time, by the time we read this, our Portland, Oregon area group, the Northwest Figure Modelers Association, will have gotten together for their first time since COVID reared its ugly head for our first swamp meet. You guys really need to start reaching out to fellow modelers in your area and have some of your own gathering. Our group includes casters, painters, etc. It's a great time getting together to schmooze about the hobby and bring along some new kits we've built to show off, buy, sell, trade, etc., etc. And you thought this was going to be a short email. See you on 28. All right, I'm putting the photo back up. Yes, Scott?
Okay. So much wrong with this photo.
There is nothing wrong with this photo.
First of all, who paints anything in their bare ass feet? Okay.
Me. Every time.
Who? Okay.
Me, I do. I painted this whole house in my bare feet almost.
I don't want to see your stinking bare feet.
So we have now learned Scott has an aversion to feet.
I hate feet. I fucking wish I didn't have feet. Okay. I wish I had like hooves. Okay. So I do. I fucking hate feet. I hate when my kids would put their bare stinking feet up on my furniture and I hate feet. That's why they made socks. Cover the fucking things up. Okay. I'd rather see your dick than your feet. Okay. Leave that in.
Barefoot now.
Okay. Yeah. Look at a nasty thing. Okay. Nobody wants to see your stank ass feet.
Oh my God,
okay?
Dude.
Not to mention the safety involved there. Going up on a ladder in a let's call it a construction zone or whatever you want to call it. You could step on anything. You got a handful of paint or a bucket full of paint in your hand. Everything goes flying. There's so many things that could go wrong there.
So
okay. Jesus.
The quote of the day. I wish I didn't have feet. I wish I had hooves.
I want to cut the feet off of this thing. Okay.
So you're right about the accident. I was painting my grandmother's house when she passed away in the inside in my bare feet because I was tracking paint for my shoes. So I was up on a step ladder and I had unplugged
plastic on the floor.
I had unplugged the clock radio. This is typical Jason's story. I had unplugged the clock radio, right? That was in there that I was listening to music. And the plug, just a normal electric plug, was standing. It just happened to be like facing straight up. And I jumped down off the stepladder, which is what, 4 feet? The plug goes all the way into my foot, like all the way. And I go, ugh! And I instantly just collapse and fall down. And I pull it out of my foot. And no joke, blood squirts all over the wall that I had just painted, like squirted out of my foot onto the wall. And I was like, oh no. And so I was bleeding all over. Like, dude, I have so many accidents. Anyway, Scott has an aversion to feet. So Phil, thank you for this picture. We have gotten somewhere with Scott this time. All right. This email. Look at Scott. He looks disgusting.
Fucking nasty. I swear to God. And let me tell you, if you win this Fay Wrays kid, I'm breaking the feet off. Okay?
Oh my God. All right. Now your camera's jacked up.
Of course it is. I don't care. Go ahead. This
email is from Chakamoka. I think this is a pretty good one, actually. Hey guys, I enjoyed your last Model Club podcast a lot. The flashback Wonderfest edition was great also.
Oh, the Jason Walker solo episode. Yes. It was fantastic.
I always tell my wife how great it is to have other modelers out there just like me. So I find out she went to YouTube and looked up Model Club and came up with this. And he provides a link to Model Club fashion dating. I will put it up there. So how do you explain this to a mad wife? I finally got her straightened out. Figured you would find this funny. Yeah. So please type in Model Club TV to find us. If you type in Model Club, you may find a fashion dating video with a bunch of hot chicks in it. Because I watched it a little bit. Over and over. Also, here's some pictures of resin models of mine, and they will be in the gallery. We do not have a lot for the gallery this episode, so it'll be a really short one. And I saved your buddy Brian Clark for last.
Great. Can't wait to hear what the English teacher. I hope, you know what? I hope the English teacher writes a nice letter and you mumble through it and fuck it up.
All right, from Brian Clark. Hey guys, I wanted to thank you big time for the Area 51 crash kit donated by Paul Gill. After you announced me winning it, I remembered I had already ordered it from Paul, where he announced the release along with a couple Michael Myers busts. I really never thought I would win anything. I sent an email to Paul and he switched it out from my order with the hand from an American Werewolf in London with no questions asked. I write this to show how awesome Paul and his customer service is, but also to reinforce the greatness that this hobby is and this hobby community is. I appreciate the kit and will send pics when I am done, but I really want to publicly thank Paul for the donation and the exchange on my order. He really is the best. Thanks again, Brian Clark. So Brian forgot that he had the kit.
Isn't he like the second guy that won something that he had ordered or something?
Yeah. So going forward,
thanks to Paul.
Yes,
for letting him off the hook on that.
So going forward, if you enter something, please make sure you don't have it already.
Jeez.
All right, everybody. Scott.
And foil in his ear.
Did we solve any world's problems today?
I think so. Oh,
you
know what? I did want to say one thing.
Okay.
Two things.
All right. Oh.
Two things I want to say.
Three? How about three?
Don't forget. Fay Wrays. Modified to fit the Kong's hand. Unmodified. Or both. In the comments, along with a story about the first time you remember seeing the original 1933, no other version exists, King Kong.
I don't remember the first time I saw it.
Well, then you can't enter.
I can't.
So, okay. So that's one thing. What did I say? Two things?
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Keep this dragging out.
I'm going to throw this out there to the Chicago area modelers.
Oh, wait. Are you going to make me talk to people?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Any time, if there's enough of you that want to get together, okay, I have a giant back porch deck area that while it's still warm, I'd be happy to cook up some burgers and stuff, some beer, pop, whatever you guys want, and just have a little get together on a weekend for 4 or 5 hours and just talk models. And
all right,
I'm
game.
So if there's enough Chicago area guys interested, we're on the south side, like 143rd and Cicero, roughly.
That's so south side. 143rd and Cicero.
43rd and Cicero. See,
95th and Pulaski.
But around Midlothian, Crestwood, I'm in that area.
I am in parts unknown.
Yes. But so we're in the south side, so you would have to drive here, but it's...
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then maybe I'd do it at my place another time. We get, move it around.
But it would be great. And I guess that's what these guys do is they alternate whose house it is at. Although I think one guy, if memory serves me right, kind of hosts more than the rest of them because he's got a lot of room.
Cool. No, that's a good idea. I think we should try
That's why I say I've got a lot of room, and it would be great to just get together. There's got to be a lot of us.
Yeah, I think there is. Because you also have Indiana, you have Wisconsin. I think people might even drive down. It's not that far of a drive, so who knows?
So I'm just throwing it out there.
Cool.
I have a wedding in September, but other than that, late September, early October, whatever, we could figure something out and throw something together.
And if you want to email us on the screen, modelclubtv@gmail.com. Everybody have a great couple weeks. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Joy.
Are you doing fingers?
Sure.
You need to practice. Practice my.
How's that? Put that
That's
on
good.
the blooper reel, you
All right.
motherfucker.
Move it over in front of you.
How's that?
Okay, that's good. All right. Or wait, is it?
How the fuck do I know? You're the one that has all these rules.
Get it dead center. All right.
Why?
I don't know. Because of the way the mic works. I'm talking into one spot.
How's that? Are you fucking happy now?
I hate you.